pet. Yep. Wait. What happened? You need to find me new socks. Two stacks of button egg.
Held to the highest culinary standards, Boarstead is your gateway to fresh and delicious at the deli, crafted to perfection and...
You saw that these buildings were all rock structures, very well made. If you look closely, you can see that there were bunkers dug around the compound itself.
Buford confronts the CSA leader.
I explained to him that I had a subpoena from the federal grand jury in Muskogee, Oklahoma, and that he would need to appear on the date on the subpoena.
The subpoena concerns weapons involved in the murder of a state trooper. Investigators have traced some of the weapons back to the CSA.
He asked if he would be arrested. I assured him that was all disclosed. It was not an arrest.
The leader takes the subpoena. His men escort Buford out of the compound. When the CSA leader eventually appears before the grand jury, he denies knowing Richard Wayne Snow, the man who confessed to the murder of Trooper Bruce Monk. He also claims no knowledge of how weapons traced ended up in Snell's possession. On November 1st, 1984, Richard Wayne Snell is found guilty of capital murder for shooting death of State Trooper Louis Monk. He is sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole. FBI Special Agent Jack Knox has developed a key informant who claims the CSA is involved in acts of domestic terrorism.
He outlined what he referred to as road trips, in which he and two other members of the CSA were assigned by the leader of the CSA to take in search of businesses or establishments or Jewish establishments which they might attack.
According to the informant, 2 years before the murder of the Arkansas State CSA members had set fire to a Jewish community center in Bloomington, Indiana. The informant claimed that at about the same time, the CSA firebombed a church in Springfield, Missouri that welcomed gay members. He also claimed that 3 months later, the CSA attempted to bomb a major natural gas pipeline in Fulton to disrupt supplies across the Midwest. They were unsuccessful. But Assistant U.S. Attorney Steve Snyder could see a dangerous pattern emerging.
There were what appeared to be random acts of violence. After this individual talked, they no longer became random acts of violence. They became part of the plan to strike out against the United States and attempt to disrupt the activities of the United States and its citizens.
The CSA had evolved from a religious cult into a group of domestic terrorists that had declared war on the United States. In March 1985, a second informant, a former member of the CSA, provides more information about the organization. He gives details about firearms and explosives being manufactured and used by the group. He tells investigators there is a machine shop in the compound where the CSA makes grenades and silencers and illegally converts semi-automatic weapons to fully automatic. He also claims the group has obtained a powerful anti-tank rocket, commonly called a LAW. The FBI informant reports that the CSA is building an armored tank and that landmines have been placed around the perimeter of the compound. He also provides a laundry list of interstate offenses committed by the group, including transportation of stolen vehicles, mail fraud, and theft of government property. Based on the informant's statements, the U.S. Attorney pursues a warrant to search the CSA compound for illegal weapons and explosives. Assistant U.S. Attorney Snyder intends to use RICO, a federal racketeering statute, to prosecute the CSA. The statute enables authorities to arrest and convict leaders of criminal organizations based on illegal activities.
The RICO statute carried a statutory maximum penalty of 20 years, as opposed to the weapons and firearms violation. So it was a more severe crime.
Investigators discuss how to best serve the warrant. Bill Buford proposes a kick-in-the-door approach.
It was obvious to me that we were dealing with a very militant organization. They were not in a we walk in and say, hey, we're the federal government, we're here to look at your compound, and they weren't going to allow us to do that.
To reduce the risk of a violent attack, the FBI would employ the newly formed bridge rescue team to serve the warrant. Special Agent Danny Colson is the commander of the HRT.
The HRT basically assaulters. It's their job to go into a crisis point, neutralize terrorists, and rescue hostages. But this was not that type of situation. These people are very well armed, they're very formidable, and we wanted to avoid a shootout.
Colson establishes a command post in nearby Branson, Missouri. The HRT is composed of 2 elite teams.
Basically, you had a sniper element and you had an operator element. The snipers were responsible for gathering intelligence to give cover to the operators, and the bulk of the team was made up of operators.
Agent Buford, who has been inside the building, briefs Coulson on the layout, the main global access way, the front gate, and where the property borders the shore of a man-made lake. The first phase of the operation is a reconnaissance mission.
You cannot command and control a crisis situation unless the commander has done a recon. He has to go in and see the ground. He has to know what the structures are like, where they are relative to each other, and what the best avenue or approach to get there in a short period of time.
Tonight, Coulson and his team will be the uninvited guests of the CSA.
Well, with your whole auto vote and ID all bundled with progressive, you've got peace of mind.
I just hope this sticks.
Oh, Mr. Davis are protected.
Selecting just the right product for your nutritional bag can be a difficult task. That's exactly why at Creative Kitchen, I found the teamwork approach, combining your great ideas with our expertise in design and business. Visit Creative Kitchen today in Hampton, Lewisburg, or here in Thames Valley in our state-of-the-art studio showroom. Now featuring the beautiful arts and crafts styles of Waypoint. Creative Kitchen, making the difficult decisions come easy at fantastic savings.
It's in the precision, the attention to detail, and the confidence that create a timeless look. Like Diamond Cuts Barbershop, Freedom Kia of Morgantown is not only committed to timeless design, but also fair pricing, excellent sales, and service with no hidden fees. Right now, current Kia owners save $2,000 on any in-stock 2024 Kia Telluride. Wherever it is you're going, arrive with confidence and arrive in style. Visit Freedom Kia today, right off exit 153 on I-79 in Morgantown.
Ooh, I got you a new deodorant.
What? It's Old Spice Gentleman's Total Body. Gives you 24/7 freshness from pits to toes. You ready?
Nope.
Kind of Old Spice. You can use it on your pits, chest, and even your toes. Oh, that's fresh.
In Arkansas, local and federal police the FBI's hostage rescue team prepares to enter the terrorists' heavily fortified compound. HRT Commander Danny Coulson briefs the reconnaissance team before they go in. The recon team's job is to gather intelligence on the group's infrastructure, its buildings, manpower, and weapons, while avoiding the CSA's armed patrols. ATF agent Bill Buford will act as the HRT's guide. He's been inside the compound and knows the layout.
I have been doing so much work on the CSA and I spent so much time in the woods out around the compound that I had a good idea of the terrain, the fortifications on the compound, and had drawn up a raid plan.
Well trained, they practice their tradecraft, which means marksmanship.
Still, Coulson has every faith in his team.
The HRT has excellent patrolling skills, and it was just a matter of relying on our training. You move very quietly, you move very smoothly. You crawl on your stomach.
armed with assault rifles.
Finally came over the safe and we moved the rest of the patrol in. And we sort of leapfrogged in and out with our rear guard. We certainly came around behind us. The thing that was concerned most about, of course, is the long rocket. You don't have to be a real good shot with a long rocket to kill a lot of people. So take out a light tank or a bunker right into my perimeter to kill my agents.
The recon team finally makes its way to the main compound. CSA members, as well as their families, are asleep inside some of the buildings.
Later, you didn't know what the structures looked like in case we had to breach them. So you have the possibility that there could be a suicide pact with these people. They might start killing their children. That's happened before, it's happened since then. And so we have to be prepared to save innocent lives.
From the reconnaissance mission, Coulson now knows exactly how the CSA compound is laid out and what needs to be done.
Well, the thing that the recon really didn't bring in force was that we didn't want to assault this guy. And if we had to, we could do it, but there would be great loss of life on their side and possibly on our side.
The compound sits on over 200 acres of land. Without bloodshed, you'll need a lot more men.
After we saw how expansive this facility was there, I knew 50 men could not hold up for me.
Coulson calls for an additional 200 FBI agents and field officers across the country. He needs to sneak them into the small community without tipping off the CSA. Knowing mountain is fishing. They check into fishing camps located along the river. The plan is to use fishing boats to approach the compound at its weakest point, from the lake. As agents prepare to move on the compound, Coulson briefs Special Agent Clint Van Zandt of the FBI's hostage negotiation unit.
You've got about 5 options in any type of situation. And contain, isolate, and negotiate. You can contain and demand surrender. You can use snipers, you can use tear gas, or you can use a blunt technical assault and just overrun them with manpower and firepower. In these last 3 people died.
The decision is made to contain, isolate, and negotiate. Jerry Coulson is the point man on all 3 phases of the operation. This man is
I came to believe rather quickly that the leader of CSA is not going to want to negotiate with a lower ranking FBI negotiator. He's going to want to talk to his tactical equivalent. In this case, it's going to be Danny Coulson.
And I wasn't comfortable with that. I'm a tactical person. I've been a sniper, and I've been a SWAT team member and a SWAT team leader and trained as an operator. And I was not trained to be a negotiator. And I didn't know that I could pull that off. I'm much more comfortable going in after the guy than trying to talk him out.
But Van Zandt convinces Coulson that he's the right man for the job.
I viewed a lot of negotiations. I mean, every time a tactical team is deployed, a negotiator is deployed with them. So I'd seen it done. And basically, Clint Van Zandt taught me some negotiation strategies and techniques.
After 10 days of reconnaissance and planning, Special Agent Danny Coulson and the FBI hostage rescue team are ready. Over 200 law enforcement agents prepare to surround one of the most dangerous and heavily armed outlaw militias in the country.
Coca-Cola Spice with an unexpected burst of raspberry and spice flavors.
See, Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare home insurance options so you can get what you need without overpaying.
Yeah, we've spent a lot on this.
Oh yeah, really high-end stuff.
Sorry, that's our ghost.
Yeah, okay.
It's more annoying than anything.
Too bad there's mold behind the backsplash. Yep, there's mold.
Well then, let's see if we can save you some money with Progressive.
Guess how much I regret in the place. $63. Materials and labor.
Just ignore it.
You got bamboozled.
Severe work injury can be one of the most stressful times. You're entitled to lost wages, but it's a fraction of what you used to make. If you can't return to work, major decisions will have to be made to improve your quality of life. At Edgar Snyder and Associates, we can help. We have over 40 years of experience helping injured people, and we can help you too. And remember, there's never a fee unless we get money.
I've been a proud steward for 23 years. And I know hard work when I see it. I love to tell the story about meeting President Biden because when you meet him, this guy's as sharp as a knife. They from being fixed up. Joe Biden gets things done. That's just who he is.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Teeth sensitivity is so common. It immediately feels like, somebody's poking directly on the nerve. I recommend Sensodyne. Sensodyne toothpaste goes inside the tooth and calms the nerve line. And the patients say, doc, it really works.
In 1985, the FBI closes in on the CSA, a paramilitary organization in Arkansas. Members of the group are suspected of domestic terrorism and murder. Over 200 agents, led by the FBI's hostage rescue team, make their move. HRT snipers and operatives cross a lake that borders the compound. Their mission is to establish a rear perimeter. Additional HRT units fan out in the woods, flanking the main compound. The ATF, along with the Arkansas State Police and the Missouri Highway Patrol, set up roadblocks. Their job is to prevent any CSA supporters from entering or leaving the compound. Overhead, an FBI surveillance aircraft called the Night Stalker cruises at an altitude of 50,000 feet. The plane's onboard thermal imaging system monitors movement throughout the compound. By Special Agent Danny Colson.
You can see everything going on the ground. We saw CSA people standing and talking to each other in little groups around the compound. You could see every animal, every deer, every coyote, rabbits running around on the ground, which gave me a tremendous advantage because I could use this vehicle, this airplane, to help me set my perimeters. They could maneuver my people around listening posts. They could maneuver my people around patrols.
Colson directs the mission from a command and control vehicle near the front gate of the compound. Special Agent Clint Van Zandt, an FBI hostage negotiator, advises Colson.
It was very prudent to go in at night and to have them wake up the next morning and find that we had walked literally right up to them without them knowing it. We could have come all the way in, but we didn't do it because we want to resolve this peacefully.
HRT snipers surveil the compound from positions inside and near the main gate. Within 10 minutes, they report that 2 men are exiting the compound and approaching their position.
And I radioed back and said, do they know you're there? He said, no, they haven't seen us yet.
The sniper tells Colson that one man has an assault rifle, the other has a sidearm. Coulson instructs his men to confront the CSA.
Tell them to go back inside.
The message sent, but we chose not to do it. Basically, we are here in force, but we come in peace.
Going to get in the habit of following my members of my team and to show that we weren't there to hurt them.
We're hearing from the tactical agents that there are lights, that there are activities within the compound.
We'll go with you. No, you better stay back here.
Moments later, another man walks out of the compound.
Who's out here?
I instructed let him get close, and I wanted 2 operators to take him into custody.
FBI, freeze! Don't move!
I didn't sometimes one of the most difficult things in a standoff situation is finding somebody to talk to. You don't always get them to talk to you initially.
The man identifies himself. He's Terry Noble, the deputy commander of the CSA.
The first thing I said to him is we need to start a dialogue and talk about resolving this thing peacefully. We're here to help you guys. We're trying to get in. If you start a war, we're going to end it.
Noble says he will confirm the FBI's request to talk to his commander.
I don't have no socks.
Federal agents and local police have completely surrounded the compound.
I only got one sock of one pair.
Agents establish a direct telephone line into the compound. A short time later, Agent Coulson receives a call.
The operator called me over and said, it's him. And it was the leader. But essentially said the same thing that I'd said to his deputy, is that this is the FBI. My name is Danny Coulson. We have a warrant for your arrest.
The leader agrees to come out and talk on one condition. Van Zandt prepares Coulson for the meeting. As an expert in behavioral science, Van Zandt believes...
But what I didn't get was capitulation. He didn't agree to do any of that. He just agreed that they would go back in and pray about it. We agreed earlier that he came out that he could go back in. And that's very important. You have to keep that trust.
Coulson and Van Zandt have no choice but to honor their agreement. They allow the leader to go back inside the compound. The first day and night of the siege passes without incident or resolution. On day 2 of the siege, the CSA commander requests another meeting. This time, he appears in full battle dress.
Changing clothing is a big deal. When the leader of CSA puts on tactical clothes, he's taking the presence of a tactical commander.
The leader of the CSA tells Coulson that there are people inside the compound who are prepared to launch an assault and break out.
My patients didn't want to do it. And I said, you've seen us, who we are. We are going to use deadly force on you if you come out with weapons and running out of perimeter. You haven't even seen us yet. How are you going to shoot us? It's like you're fighting ghosts.
When you get in there and convince them to get out of here right now.
The leader tells Coulson he is prepared to come out, but he can't control everything.
To me, I need help. He said, there's our spiritual leader, and I need his advice, and I need his help to convince people that it's the thing to do to come out. And I said, who is this? He said, it's Robert Millar.
Robert Millar is a well-known figure in the secretive world of right-wing extremists. It's an unusual demand. But to Van Zandt, it's a turning point in the negotiation.
This situation is either going to be resolved by bullets or trust. What's it going to be?
For Coulson, it is the moment of truth. He knows that if the shooting starts, there is no telling when it will stop.
When someone's been hurt by a truck, the first thing everyone thinks is, you better call Colombo Law. Well, that makes sense. After all, we are truck injury lawyers. It's the focus of our practice. But lately, we see all kinds of law firms trying to imitate Colombo Law. When you see these imitators, I want you to think of one thing. If you or a family member have been hurt by a truck, you know what to do. Call Colombo Law. The next thing you know, they'll have dogs in the commercial. I've been a proud steward for 23 years, and I know hard work when I see it. I love to tell the story about meeting President Biden because when you meet him, this guy's as sharp as a knife. They have nothing else to attack because they can't attack the things that he's doing that are so good for this country. See people going back to work, jobs coming to the area, infrastructure being fixed up. Joe Biden gets things done. That's who he is. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Only $5 Muppets in double the jewelry, that's your due. One for you, one for your friends to go. JK, you hate them both, they'll never know. Have it their way.
Taking the lookout point. Okay, navigating to lookout point.
Get 7,500 quick samples on most 2024 Cadillac Buick models. Visit your local Cadillac dealer today.
Ally Bank Smart Savings Tools can help you save 2 times more. For the things that are doubly important, whatever you're saving for, better off with an Ally.
The Lexus ES didn't begin in the studio. It began with you. The Lexus ES, designed not just for you, but for you.
Get special offers on select Lexus models.
In the mountains of Arkansas, over 200 law enforcement agents surround an armed compound. Inside are a group of violent right-wing extremists, the Covenant, the Sword, and the Arm of the Lord. The leader of the CSA demands to see Robert Millar, their spiritual leader. FBI Special Agent Daniel Coulson decides to use Millar to help persuade CSA members to leave the compound.
This is something totally against FBI policy. To bring a Confederate into a crisis situation, not just to negotiate, but to go inside. And this is a huge risk. And I thought it was worth taking, given the risk that we were facing.
The FBI flies Millar in from Oklahoma. Zant tries to convince Millar to be in the interest and helps bring the standoff to an end.
I said, if you're able to resolve this peacefully, you'll be known as the peacemaker within your movement. I said, I don't say that to win you over. I say to tell you that you have a advantage of this, and you can see the wheels turning. I thought, he's on our side. He's on our side. He's going to do it. This was all the chips. We're saying, we're going to bet on this guy that he's going to drive home the message that Danny and myself and everybody else has been delivering for the last 4 days. Now, he's got to close the deal. said, well, I'm in here talking to them, but I really haven't got anything resolved. They said, okay, you got another hour. Well, really, we couldn't control him. What were we going to do? Go in and grab him by the neck and rip him out of that compound where there's 50 people with guns inside? So you had to be real careful of not, you will be out of there, because then it would have been apparent we were an empty suit. We were paper tiger, and we couldn't be perceived as that. So it had to be, well, I really need you out of there in an hour. And he called back in an hour and he said, I need more time with these folks. I think I can do it. I've got them coming along, but I need more time. And we just reconciled ourselves that he's going to stay there the night.
On the morning of April 27th, day 4 of the siege, Millar and the CSA leadership exit the compound. For the first time since the beginning of the standoff, there are no armed men with the CSA leader.
They came out and said, we have an agreement that we will surrender. We will come out and we'll give up our arms and walk out peacefully.
Colson received the news with guarded optimism.
He said, that's a great decision. Because you will not survive it. This better be a surrender.
Colson gives the leader 15 minutes to gather his people and bring them out.
And very shortly after, I get a communication from a sniper team that they're coming. They're coming out. The snipers report that they're in civilian attire. There's no camis. There's no battle gear. There's no weapons they can see.
The siege is over. Not a single shot has been fired.
It was an ending that we had all prayed for, and one that we were very fortunate we had.
ATF and FBI agents carefully searched the compound, accompanied by the deputy commander of the CSA, Kerry Noble. Over the course of several days, they recover hundreds of automatic weapons, homemade hand grenades, plastic explosives. Stored in. Agents believe the CSA intended to use it to pollute municipal water supplies. Investigators also find a steel-plated armored car equipped with a fully automatic machine gun. The leader of the Covenant, the Sword, and the Arm of the Lord is CSA's deputy for firearm violations. Today, he speaks publicly about the dangers of hate groups and destructive cults. Richard Wayne Snell, already serving a life sentence for the murder of Arkansas State Trooper Lewis Bryant, is found guilty of murdering a pawn shop owner. He is sentenced to death. On April 19, 1995, at 9:16 p.m., Snell is executed by lethal injection. Today, the CSA complex is little more than a collection of abandoned shacks and stone ruins. Lethal carjackings terrorize the Washington, D.C. area. Ballistics reveal that it's the work of a serial killer who tries to run over one victim with his own car. The FBI and police set a clever trap, but the killer insists on a violent shootout.
Ground the suburbs of Washington, D.C. His target, anyone who owned a car. I'm Jim Jones, head of the FBI's New York office. The gunman was as elusive as he was deadly. He struck Now the FBI must follow the twisted path of the killer.
What?
November 13th, 1999. Silver Spring Mill, a suburb of Washington, D.C. Montgomery County Police respond to a report of shots fired at a car dealership. Officers discover the body of a woman.
There was no property missing from the inside of the establishment.
Investigators locate the victim's car keys nearby and determine neither of their personal vehicles are missing. Robbery does not seem to be the motive.
Nothing was taken. They had money on them. There wasn't a single thing missing.
Alright.
Are you Mr. Esposito's? Yes, I am. Gunshot wound to the head. Large caliber. No witnesses.
The only solid evidence is a pair of bullets recovered from the victim's body. Investigators send the bullets to the Maryland State Police Crime Lab to compare them with the bullets from the double homicide. It is a match. The two crimes are connected. Detectives begin examining unsolved cases involving similar circumstances. One detective recalls a recent homicide which occurred a month before the Strudy was killed. That victim was also shot in the head with a large caliber gun. As in the Silver Spring double homicide, responding officers found the victim's keys near his body.
Oh my God.
But this victim didn't own a car, which leads investigators to question whether car theft was the motive, or if the case is even connected to the other shootings.
But we said, this is looking like there definitely links for some reason.
What is this, bro? Oh, this water. Oh my God, bro.
Locate the bullet from that case and to be ballistics expert Joe Capera compares the bullet to four homicides.
I did a cross-comparison examination to the previous bullets. And as a result of that examination, I found out that all the bullets were fired from the same weapon.
Investigators have connected the four homicides through the ballistic evidence and an apparent car theft motive, but they cannot understand why the killer chose to murder his victims.
None of these people were armed. Stature-wise, none of these people I thought were particularly a threat to. We lost control of them and felt the best way to regain control of the situation was to kill them. Or there was some psychological reason he didn't like these type of people.
Sophia.
Detectives believe they are dealing with an extremely who may still be in the area.
Montgomery Montgomery County was his base. That's where he felt the most comfortable. That's where he did all his murders. That's where he did his most risky business. That's where he laid in wait for people. So it was obvious he had some strong tie to Montgomery County.
Investigators suspect he will strike again and hope to stop him before he does. But they have no clues that can help identify him. And the killer's weapon is the only thing that can connect him to the murders.
The best evidence we have is bullets. And if we can get him and get the gun, then we definitely have a very, very strong case.
Authorities don't want to give the killer a reason to destroy his gun, and with it their only evidence. So they away from the media.
If we supply the information to the press that all the bullets came from the same gun, there's a good likelihood that he would either dispose of the weapon, or he would, in worst case scenario, obtain a different weapon and keep committing the crime.
More than a week after the Pastrudi killing, a man wearing a stocking mask and latex gloves robs a bank in Chantilly, Virginia. The bank's video security system captures his image. A witness tells the FBI that the bank robber fled in a late model white vehicle and gives them the license plate number. The description of the getaway car matches the vehicle stolen from Pastrudi, attracting the attention of Montgomery County detectives. But the license plate is not Pastrudi's. Investigators trace the plate and discover it has been stolen from the vehicle. For detectives, this leaves open the possibility that Pastrudi's car was used in the bank robbery.